finally watched the full movie Interstellar. It was kind of a trip. The one with Matthew McConaughey and like the one chick that was in the It, I believe. Isn't she in It Chapter 2? The daughter when she's older. Dude, that was a trippy fucking movie. I had to watch it twice, but not luckily, but my dog's been sick, so I've been sleeping downstairs on the floor with him, and or next to his kennel, but he doesn't really like being in his kennel, so I was watching that movie. It's like fucking 4 hours long. I cut out all the commercials and shit, but still, it's like really, really long. So it starts out where, like, I guess he's like he used to be a NASA pilot, but then he ended up being a farmer or something like that. Which actually like this really smart dude, and his daughter thinks like either aliens or like a ghost or like trying to talk to her in Morse code through the bookshelf, which in the end it's trippy, spoiler alert, because it's actually him in another dimension, Morse code telling himself to stay, which is trippy. But just the whole movie, like the space scenes were like, I guess super realistic, I guess what you would think space is, like it really paints a good representation of that. Black holes, it's amazing. The dimensional thing where he's like doing the whole bookshelf thing, he's just floating in space, was just like fucking trippy. Or you just fall into nothingness, into another dimension. I thought that was a lot cooler than just dying. I'm glad he didn't like die. But yeah, so it follows him through space, trying to figure it out, going to these different worlds, seeing if there's another inhabitable place, because I guess Earth is like dying and everything. And he finally finds like a cold one where like, what's that fucking dude's name? It's not Ben Affleck, but the other one. That dude that was in The Martian or whatever. He's like a homicidal motherfucker, and he tries to escape, ends up killing himself, which I guess kind of deserved, I guess, at that point. But yeah, it's just it's super trippy. It's a good movie. There isn't really any boring parts to it, I would say. But yeah, no, in the end is trippy, where she's like 100 and something in the hospital, and the dad finally goes back, and they kept their watches on, and that was just like, it was really cool. There's lots of parts you had to remember from the beginning to understand the end. I thought that was really cool. And it was like scary just because it was so trippy and could be like, realistic to a degree. Anyway, Interstellar, really good movie. God, I watched it. Made me like kind of depressed though, and kind of sad. But all good movies do. Like, I feel like if the ending can make you feel sad or wanting more, like super depressed, that it was a good movie and it accomplished kind of what it was supposed to. It made you actually feel something. And I'd rather have that kind of movie than like watch some like slasher shit where it's all like blood and tits and gore, like, because that's not really that appealing to me. You know, I mean, it is, but like not all the time. I want to actually think about shit. That's why people like my wife and my mother-in-law like romantic comedies and LMN movies. Well, actually, LMN's kind of like anxiety driven. Oh my god. We were watching this one, like this cowboy took this girl on a ranch, and they went like canoeing and had like secret picnics and shit. And we were watching that. My wife looks at me and is like, I fucking hate you. Why don't we canoe? You know, like, what the fuck? Like, that is not realistic. Like, the shit that happens in element movies or any movie, generally, that is people's fantasy. It's made up. That's not actually happening. I was like, fine, babe, let's go get a fucking canoe and have a picnic, you know? But yeah, I just don't like that kind of shit or romantic comedies, because it's like, oh, feel good. Like, I don't want to feel good. I want to think about something. I'm not trying to, 30 Days a Night makes me feel good. The movie. Constantine. Shit with substance. I want to be a little scared. I want to be entertained. I want to have to think about shit, but I guess it's my problem. I like to think too much. Whatevs.